Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome. I'm sorry for the delay. Welcome to the first of many readings tonight. And the intention for these readings is to kind of feel out the energy around certain cards of the year. And I had intended to be all set up and ready and leave the previous chat on time. So just give me a moment here while I go ahead and shuffle each of the decks, and I'll explain the layout to you. I will not be explaining the layout in every single video. But what you have here is we're starting with the Chariot card. And the reason I'm starting with the Chariot card is because this is the card for anybody born January 1st. So whatever way you do the addition of your card of the year, it's going to be the Chariot card. On the bottom, we have the Druid Plant Oracle. This is the Messenger Oracle. So here is the Suit of Pentacles. And so in each reading, you will get one Pentacle card and one Cups card, one Wands card, and one Air card. So yeah. And I really like this spread because it brings in the energy of all of the elements. And so we can really get a well-rounded picture of what is with the energy with your card for 2021. So let's just talk about the 7 and about the Chariot and what that means to you. Did I create this spread? I think the spread has evolved over time, Well-Tempered Claire. I just really, when we're looking at a kind of a big picture, I just like the way this spread tells a tale. So yeah. So the Chariot card. This one really flew out, so I'm going to put it on top, and this will be the Cups card for the Chariot. I'm just going to turn it over because it really wanted to be in the story. That's the Ace. So that's really interesting. So the Chariot is a card of moving forth, right? It's a card of having the courage to start a new journey. And we were talking about this in the last hour about moving into a 5-year and the energy of the Pentacle. And there's a little sense of expansiveness. There's also a sense of the unknown. And I really feel like the Chariot is so ready to bust out of its cage, because anybody who had the Chariot last year will know that the Chariot was, oh, okay, we've got another jumper. Okay, so, this is hilarious. So the card that jumped out for the Oracle supporting the element of water is create space. So that's just what I was saying. The Chariot needs space. The Chariot needs to find its freedom. I'm not sure if I shuffled these ones, so I'll just give these ones a little shuffle. Wow. Okay. And I'm loving that blood red full moon. You know, when I think of the Chariot card, I think there's a lot of will involved here. There's this, it's like the beginning of learning to trust. So with the Chariot, I think the biggest lesson is, you know, like if we look here at the woman in the card, is intuitively she knows where she needs to go, but also the horse does too. The horse has a sense of purpose. The horse is able to allow itself to be guided. And yeah, I really think that for you that have this as your card for 2021, to give yourself to find that freedom. And it may not be geographical freedom. And I think that's one of the things we have to wrap our heads around. Right? So the chariot busting forth may not be geographical freedom. So let's think about what other kinds of freedom, what other kinds of moving forth might support the journey of the chariot. Right? So just think about that for a second. The chariot also, oddly, to me oddly, is the, okay, we have another jumper. This is the jumper. This is the jumper for the Fantastic Being card. So let's just see if we can weave this into the story. Axolotl. The keyword is regeneration. The element is water. It hurts. It hurt to be hurt and to lose the things you value, the humans you loved, the homes you nurtured, the animals you cherished, the plans you had, and the years that passed season after season. And yet, even after the pain and the endless tears, you can muster your reserves and regenerate yourself. Revamp, remold, refresh your life, refuse the discomfort, reject its consumption. Repeat this mantra to yourself when the task or the days are hard and your heart is weak. I am brave. I am strong. I can do this. Oh my God, this is the perfect pairing to the chariot card. I am strave. I'm strave. I am, that's a double word. I am strave. I am I am straight. I am strong. I am brave. I can do this. So that's pretty magical. This is from the Bone, Stone, and Earth Flesh Tarot, Deborah. Yeah. Okay. This is pretty magical so far. So my question to you, and for those of you chariot people that are watching this in the playback, is to really think about not so much geographical busting forth, but emotionally busting forth, creatively busting forth. Because this oracle card over here next to the Ace of Cups is wanting you to create space. And so if you traditionally think about the chariot as physically moving forth, really try to expand what you're feeling here. Okay. So there's a lot of creativity and creation going on in this Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of magic. I love the glyph that's happening here. And so if we have Two of Pentacles here and Chariot, we have a keyword to create space. We have another keyword here about being brave and being strong. The sense up here in the Oracle card for supporting the suit of air is one of community, which seems a little bit conflict. It conflicts a little bit. So let me take time to weave that in. I want to kind of go a little bit slower here. So it feels like early, like now, the decision to decide what it is you want to create, what kind of space you want to create, is very early in the process. And some of you have heard me talk about this particular card here. So here we have a burnt heart. This is the Three of Swords. And this feels very different than in other tarot decks where it feels like we are in progress. The process of moving through the grief, the process of letting go has already begun. We can see the new growth coming from the heart. And let's go back to this card here that said very clearly, after the pain and the endless tears, you can muster your reserves and regenerate yourself. Revamp, remold, refresh your life, refuse the discomfort, reject its consumption. Right? So don't let all that sadness consume you. It's time to decide. It's time to creatively move forth and redefine your space. So your space can be within where you already are, but it's a matter of your perspective and the way that you begin to see this. Maybe this is not about going out on your own. Maybe this is about, maybe there's others around you who can support that. And you may very well need that if you are still carrying a little bit of pain, you know, associated with this Three of Swords. Let's look what your card is over here. So this is going to be the Wands card. And your Wands card, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so that makes perfect sense to me because this is the 10. This is the 10 of Wands. This is the Three of Swords. So to me, it really feels like you have been carrying a lot. And look at what's going on in the Chariot card. Look at how much stuff you are carrying. And so rather than looking at this as predictive, let's look at this as the energy right now so that you can learn how to navigate 2021 with a little more grace, with a little more ease. And I really get a sense from these three cards here that you are carrying a lot. And perhaps you don't need to take everything with you as you create space. What I'm hearing in this card that flew out of the deck is that perhaps you need to create spaciousness. And maybe your spaciousness is created, you know, in another place. But it's important that there's not too much clutter. There's not too much clutter emotionally. There's not too much baggage with that. So this is, it's feeling like, you know, you've got the power to do this. I'm sorry, I don't have my Druid Plant guidebook here. I just want to get it because, well, let's just look, let's read this intuitively. I don't need to get the guidebook. There's something really beautiful going on in this card. Doesn't it feel like a breath of fresh air? The smoke is rising from the fire pit. There's new flowers, there's new life. This is a perfectly framed picture. And, you know, this is something I would expect to see in the Spacious Tarot. And so where do you want to be in this picture? This is a very sweet picture. The primroses have a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And so it's really important that, and I need to watch my time here, it really feels important that the balance between freedom and the spaciousness. Okay, so the conflict is coming in with this card up here. And maybe this is where the grief and the pain has come, because it feels like the burdens are up top. This axolotl is looking in to the reading. And so this burden that you are carrying, perhaps in your mind, as these cards are also above, is what needs to be reduced somewhat. You know, it's like a whole new feeling, a whole new experience for you. And so what I want to leave you with is that sense of space and spaciousness and freedom, whether you create that geographically or physically, or, you know, like really just allow yourself the gift of making that space for yourself. This feels so different than a message that I would just pull out of a traditional chariot card. So yeah, is there anything else you would like to add in the chat? Anybody that's here? Anything else? So, okay. Let me know. And if something comes up, please put it in the comments below, because I feel like there's going to be little bits of this and that arise as we move through these readings. So thank you. And also please know, as I was saying, you know, this is the energy of Taurus. Or, is that right? Yes, Taurus. So if you have a lot of Taurus in your chart, this might really be speaking to you as well too. So there's something in this message. So go ahead, take a screenshot, yeah, and leave me some feedback in the comments below. I would just love that. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this, and I really appreciate anything else that you have to add. So I'm going to start shuffling, and I will see you for the next card. Namaste.